going on, guys? Welcome to another update video for Final Fantasy XIV, A Realm Reborn. So we got a little bit of stuff to talk about, not too much like the last video I did, but this actually came out, I think it was the same day, like after I finished my previous video, and I figured I'd do it now after I take some time to compile it all up. So let's jump right into it. The first thing we're going to talk about in this update is what you're staring at right now is the official YouTube page for Final Fantasy XIV, and they did their last alpha video. That's right, their dungeon video for Tamtara Deepcroft. It's the last video that they're going to be releasing for alpha, since alpha is now officially over. It is done. It is closed, and they're segueing into beta for the new year. They'll be starting in January, which will start around mid-February for the beta phase 1 for legacy members and those that are selected to jump in. So you can check out the video on their official YouTube page, or if you go to the Lodestone, they'll have it on the forums and a couple other various links that you can click onto. So yeah, if you check out the video there on their page, I'll link it in the description, so it'll take you right to it. But it shows 4 players in 4 players in a party in the dungeon, which is what they had at max for the alpha. In the official actual launch, you can take in 8, I believe. It's a level 20 dungeon. It's pretty cool. They got the mind flare at the end of it, as you can see in the video if you watch it, and a couple other cool things. So yeah, that's the first part. The second part I wanted to go into was the letter from the producer that just came out. I think it was yesterday also. Yeah. So we're gonna get right into it. It's letter from the producer 40. Yeah, that's right. It's 40th letter, he says. So I'm going to read it straight to you, and here goes. Greetings to all you out there eagerly awaiting Final Fantasy XIV A Realm Reborn. Yoshi P here, back with my 40th letter. First of all, I'd like to thank everyone for sticking by us throughout 2012, and we couldn't have made it this far without your unflagging support. 2012 will be remembered as the year of the 7th Umbral Era storyline drew to a close, and the curtains came down on the original version of the game. But every end marks a new beginning, and 2013 will see Eorzea begin a new chapter with the arrival of the 7th Astral Era. That's right, we're going to be playing in the 7th Astral Era, which leads me to believe that the 7th Umbral Era was the 5-year gap since Bahamut rained his destruction upon Eorzea. I'm guessing. I'd like more clarification on that, but it's a lot more clear when the game takes place. Some people on the forums were kind of confused about that, I myself included. But that's pretty cool that he confirmed we're playing in the 7th Astral Era for A Realm Reborn. So that's pretty cool. Anyway, as we've been doing so far, we will keep pouring our hearts and minds into the game and see it safely to rebirth. Now, I'm sorry for keeping you waiting, but the beta test roadmap has finally been released. Even as I penned this letter, we're making revisions and adjustments to the game based on the feedback we received from our alpha testers. You may have noticed that the new schedule deviates somewhat from our original plan, which is true. This is because we, the development team and myself alike, hold ourselves to certain standards. It is our desire to deliver quality and quantity that surpasses all expectations, and we won't spare any effort as we move closer towards release. Please keep bearing with us in the coming year. I can't say this often enough, but the support of our fans the world over has been instrumental in the progress we made in 2012. Next year, I will be flying around the world with A Realm Reborn, and very much look forward to being reunited with everyone again. And that's all for me in this letter. See you next time on the forums or in the beta test. And that was Yoshi P's latest letter, his 40th letter. It's been quite a lot. So, segueing on to our next topic for Final Fantasy XIV, smile, you're on Nico Nico Doga. And that's the thing I was talking about in my previous video, the NicoNico.com thing with the live stream. Well, this is basically what I talked about a little bit in my previous update video. So I'm going to just read straight into it, and I'll show you the pictures as we go. So it says, hello everyone, Pranarabi here, filling in again for the indisposed Fernhalis. Mwaha, mwahahaha. Ahem. Please, disregard that little outburst, folks. My coffee went down the wrong way. Now, on to the blog. Today we have a backstage report on the livestream event that took place yesterday under the auspices of our friends at Nico Nico Doga. So you can see in the picture there, remember I was talking about Yoshi P? He brought his laptop, and then he had like 2 or 3 other people you can see playing along with him. Well, that's what it looked like from the angle side. We actually were looking at it straight, like facing towards them with the camera, and that's what you saw during the live stream if you saw the video that I linked on my previous video. And says, first up, a scene from the technical rehearsal. 3 PCs were prepared for the occasion, so 3 people. Even though I saw 4 in the dungeon. But anyway, outfitted with low, medium, and high-spec hardware, respectively. And I talked about this also in the beginning of my previous video, about how they had the game running at low settings, which I nicknamed shitty settings, which still looks really good, by the way. I know someone commented on that, telling me that the PS3 is not going to be on low settings. Well, I can tell you right now, it's not going to be on high-spec hardware. It's going to be set somewhere between, most likely, mid-settings, I'm pretty sure. Because if you have it on the high settings, the frame rate is going to go to shit. I can pretty much guarantee that's the way it's going to be. That's the way the original game was, and that's the way this new one is also. So I'm guaranteeing it's going to be somewhere set with like a little bit of low specs, possibly for like drawing distance, which is what I had my original game set at because I couldn't handle high draw distances. But most likely the PS3 I think is going to be on mid settings, so it's a balance of everything, and then the game runs smooth. Whereas PCs could be anywhere in between, no matter, as long as your system is flexible enough. So anyway, enough of me drabbling on. They had the 3 settings. They're basically saying low, medium, and high spec hardware shown off to say, this is what the game looks like at this level. This is what it looks like here and there. And it was just showing the quality and the playback of how it looks like on the live stream. Okay, moving on to the next. Graphic settings were maxed out across all 3 machines, so there was hardly any difference in visual quality. Naturally, though, the frame rate is bound to suffer a bit on lower-end systems, which is why I mentioned again why they have to balance it out on PS3 so the frame rate doesn't go to shit, which is the case with a lot of games. They have to do that kind of stuff, which is not the case with the PC, by the way. And we recommend you see the graphics quality to standard for optimal playability. Next is a shot of the studio right before the program went live. Our very own project manager of M Mystery was present to observe the proceedings alongside members of the press. Nico Nico Delga personalities Hiroyuki and Higio Yaji hosted the program and were both at their playful best. And you can see Yoshi P is on the far right. I believe he's the one in the black. Yeah, that's him in the black on the far right at the desk. And then the 2 other guys were the hosts that were playing with him. And that's obviously that was a pretty decently sized crowd, which is pretty cool. And then here's the cool one with the the little Moogle plushie that was taped to Yoshi P's laptop. It was really neat. I still want one of those. Those things are fucking awesome. Here we have the Mogbook PC that was used for the Windows 8 touch panel demo. That's right. He basically had like a touch screen, kind of like on tablets and shit. And he was putting his finger on the screen, and he was expanding his index finger and his thumb, and then he was like squeezing them together, where you could zoom in and out of the map by doing that, and you can click on things and drag and drop with your finger, kind of like on a PS Vita or a tablet or something like that. It was a touch screen, like a DS screen sort of, and he was showing that off with the laptop that you were seeing, which is really cool surprise. So they have some neat stuff planned in the future for that. It was a spur-of-the-moment decision to hold a demo, and the PC was commandeered from one of our programmers during the wee hours of the morning on the day of the live stream. And you can see Yoshi P there sitting with the little Moogle. And then you can see below Yoshi P and Kupla Kopo fielding questions during the post-program interview. Loose bits and pieces of Yoshi P smuggled in for the occasion. As always, our marketing people were not impressed. LOL. So these are the images I linked on the previous video in the description. Those are the promo arts for the male Makote in his race-specific gear, the female Rogadin in her race-specific gear, the female here, Midlander, in her race-specific gear with the Chocobo, baby Chocobo, a rear-end shot of a Makote bending over, the Weaver AF, a cartoonish-looking interesting bomb, which I'm still kind of curious if that's like a little companion or something that helps the crafter. I don't know, but it looks pretty neat. And that's the blacksmith AF, by the way. And then proceeding to the right of it, that's the armor AF. Pretty sure I didn't get those confused. I think I was right. But yeah, those are the AF for the crafters. It's hardly been a day since the live stream, but numerous articles covering the event have already found their way online. Nonetheless, we're looking to put together a summary of all that went down for the benefit of our fans overseas, as well as those who've missed the live stream. Stay tuned for more news on this front. Penarabi. So, that was the whole recent blog post on the official Final Fantasy XIV: A Realm Reborn website, in case you missed it, or just wanted me to read it back for you to hear my take on it. So that's all the news in Final Fantasy XIV. But before I go, I just want to do a simple shout out to a really cool guy that I watch on YouTube. That I watch his videos and he watches some of mine. I just want to give him a shout out for what he did for me on one of his latest videos, and that is Ken from Ken's Crazy Gaming. That's right. If you're watching this, shout out to you, man, because I just want to say, in case anybody hasn't subscribed to him yet and checked him out, he's got some really cool content. He's a really good guy. He does these really awesome things that drew me in initially, whereas when 1.0 was still up and active and playing with a lot of people on, he would do these videos where he puts himself in the image, like with like a green screen in the background. He's like at the bottom of the screen. You can actually see him playing, not like a box sort of thing, but like he looks like he's actually in the game, and you can see his face playing, which is really cool. And it's pretty neat. I haven't seen anybody do that before with like things that I'm interested in. Like, I don't look at too many YouTube videos out there of people playing games, but I saw his work and I was like, wow, it's pretty cool. I like that. So if you're interested in Final Fantasy XIV: A Realm Reborn and you want to see some YouTubers play the game, I can tell you, for one, I have no clue how to do that shit. I don't have the expertise to do it, but he does, so check him out in his videos, all down here. He does updates just like I do. He does all these interesting blog videos that I don't even do. So it's really interesting. I recommend you check his videos out if you're interested in 14, and not just Final Fantasy. He did a little bit of stuff on 11. He does tons of other games that I don't even get around to doing. He does a bunch of other MMOs like EVE Online. I know he's done some World of Warcraft. He does tons of stuff. So if you're looking for a well-rounded YouTuber that does PC gaming, MMOs, blogs, videos, actual really high-quality commentary, I check him out and give him a subscribe. So I think he definitely deserves it, and you should check him out. So it's Ken's Crazy Gaming, Magnasis Drakenwolf, as he's called in many of his games. So check him out. And yeah, so that's going to end this video. That's everything I have to say for today. Yeah, I'm planning to pick up Far Cry 3 for the PC later today, so I probably won't be doing anything else for the next few days unless something really big happens on Final Fantasy 14 related or anything like that. But thanks for tuning into this episode. I hope you liked it. If you have any questions, suggestions, comments, let me know, and I'll get back to you on them whenever I can. I usually do. And I'll catch you guys next time.